Well, I've come up to Nobles Hospital, to the training section. With me is Paul, who we talked to last year. It's Restart a Heart again coming up, and I've been allowed in while you had some pupils here, just watching you go through the principles of using these devices, which now we see around the Isle of Man a lot. But it's that extra education, I think, is what you're talking about doing, isn't it, to make sure that people are comfortable with actually using these machines?
Yeah, so today I've been teaching some student nurses how to perform CPR and use a defibrillator, but it's the people, the general public, who we also need to engage and show them what to do. So the 16th of October is a perfect opportunity for us to give people the opportunity to have a go at CPR.
So Restart a Heart, where are you going to be doing this?
Well, we're hopeful, if the weather's good, we'll be in the street, Strand Street, outside Marks and Spencer's, and we're also going to be in the Strand Shopping Centre. Okay,
so we now see these boxes pretty well everywhere. So, you know, obviously I know it does tell you what to do, but you can't be actually having a demonstration, I'm guessing.
No, actually, if you see an AED being used, I think it does set your mind at ease. I'll be with my 11-year-old daughter, and she will show people how to use the defib. She's very confident using it now. She was with us last year, I think it just, seeing a child doing it just makes you realise anyone can do it.
We've got a map which shows you where they are. I think you've got going through the process now of actually updating them, because some of kind of older technology, aren't they?
So there's new defibs going in all the time. We're up to 66 public access defibs, and as the technology does improve, hopefully we can manage to renew the devices that are out there.
So you work with Craig's Heart Foundation?
So I don't work directly with them, but I'll support them any way I can. If they ask me for help, I'm always happy to help them. I know that we're getting an app. Actually, it's worth mentioning. So at the moment, I've got a map which shows you where the defib locations are. But on the 15th of October, I believe an app is going to be launched on the Isle of Man, which will show the general public where the defibs are. It's not for emergency use. In the event of emergency, you should phone 999 and they know where they are. But people are inherently nosy. And so when you start having your cup of tea and your cafe, on your app, you can look for your closest defibrillator.
Now, we've seen them on the side of buildings, in some cases in old phone boxes. Do they look after themselves, or do they need maintenance?
They do actually look after themselves to a certain extent. So they test themselves on a daily or weekly basis, and they will alert the owners if there's an issue by usually making a beeping sound. But the way it's working on the Isle of Man is people have, commissioners generally, but some businesses have signed a contract to say that they will look after the device as well. So they'll be performing the checks according to how they've been informed to do it by Craig's Heartstrong Foundation or other charity partners.
Now, of course, anyone can follow the instructions, but it was definitely what I got out of watching just by sitting in on your thing, was there are different occasions that you may have to use the pads in different places. This is the sort of thing you can really learn by coming along to your event?
Yeah, generally speaking, what we would say is the pads have a standard position, and that's what we'll show people to use. But there are some circumstances where healthcare professionals, because we've got a little bit more knowledge, we might spot things that makes us use a different set of pad positions.
So you spend all your time really looking after the hospital staff, so they're all, if they want to, come on this course and get the extra knowledge?
Yep, so it's mandatory training for all clinical staff, and for the support staff. There's e-learning, but if they want to come, they are allowed to come to the practical sessions as well.
The disappointment was I didn't hear any Bee Gees playing. You have a metronome.
So the new defibs that we're actually deploying across Nobles over the next few years actually come with a metronome. It would be interesting if they played the Bee Gees Staying Alive, but it might be off-putting.
So it's one of those things for a rainy day. Hopefully no one actually needs that information to do this, but it is fantastic to have it, isn't it?
It is, and there's a number of examples. You'll see if you go to the Restart Heart website, there's a number of examples of people who were saying that they undertook Restart Heart training on the day, and as a result of that, they helped save people's lives.
So one more time, where and when, and is there any cost for that sort of thing?
So it's there. We're purely there voluntarily to provide people with information. 16th of October, so it's a Saturday, and we're going to be outside Marks and Spencer's, weather permitting, and in the Strand Shopping Centre.
Do you need to log in advance to get a place, or just turn up?
No, if you just come along with your family and friends, and hopefully you'll be able to get all the information you need and have a chance to have a go.
And there are those amazing stories out there about people who've done that and randomly the next day might even have to use it.
Yeah, it's even on the Isle of Man, these devices have been used and have saved people's lives. You'd never know when you might need it, so it's always worth getting some training if it's available.